What's going on, NBA fanatics? This is your friendly neighborhood Memphis Grizzlies, home of Memphis X, and I talk hoops. Today we are on the third episode of Should the Memphis Grizzlies Draft? And today, in this video, we are talking about AJ Dybantsa out of BYU. And we are going to answer the question, should the Memphis Grizzlies draft, pass, or laugh at this guy thinking he should wear Beale Street Blues? Let's talk about it.
Wait, I did come in for the 808. 808. Big man in the paint, I talk hoops. Lay up, free throw and swoosh. Throw and swoosh.
AJ Dybantsa is not a native of Utah, despite all the things that you've been hearing during the draft. He is from Massachusetts. His father played professional basketball in Europe, and AJ grew up involved in the game from day one. He came through high school ranks as one of the most anticipated prospects since LeBron James, and I have to admit, I probably heard about him 3 years ago. Not hyperbole, he is one of the top prospects in this draft and is considered probably the consensus number one pick. Now, he went to prep school in Utah. He went to college in Utah, but make no mistake about it, he is from Massachusetts and he is a lifelong Boston Celtics fan. Now, in college, AJ averaged 25.5 points, almost 7 rebounds, and almost 4 assists a game. He shot 51% from the field, 33% from three, and 77% from the free throw line. He broke the Big 12 tournament scoring record previously held by Kevin Durant. Now, let that sit for just a second. He broke the Big 12 tournament scoring record previously held by Kevin Durant. Yes, that KD. Now, his advanced numbers, tell a more nuanced story. His BPM did eclipse the milestone for greatness at 10.1. His offensive BPM was a robust 9.0, and his defensive BPM was just 1.1. Now, he comes in, I think, among the top 4. He has the lowest BPM, and it's mainly due to his low defensive BPM. At the combine, he measures 6'1.5" in bare feet, which makes him a robust 6'10" in shoes. Power forward size. He weighed 217 pounds. His height compares very favorably to Caleb Wilson, who we'll talk about in the next video. His wingspan came in at 7.5 feet. His standard reach is 8 feet 10 inches. This is prototypical NBA power forward size on a wing player. Yes, AJ Dybantsa could probably successfully play the shooting guard, small forward, or power forward, and in some adventurous lineups, even be a small ball 5. What does he do well? Well, number one, he is a shot creation monster. Dybantsa is a gifted shot creator. He can pull up from mid-range, step back from 3, and finish through contact at the rim. He was eating rim attempts up all year. He does not need a play designed for him. He manufactures offense in ways that most teenage scorers cannot. He is very, very, very hard to stop from getting to the rim due to his length, quickness, and strength. His scoring volume is elite, 25.5 points on 51% from the field as a freshman is crazy. In a major conference, it's even crazier. Volume scorers who shoot that efficiently at this age are very, very rare. The closest comparisons in any draft history that we go back for all have become all-stars. And last, you have the physical dimensions, athleticism and length. 7-foot wingspan on a 6'10" frame with burst and explosion of a guard. He can get to the rim against anyone. I can't even imagine having him at power forward and having big power forwards trying to check him, or putting him as shooting guard and having somebody 6'4", 190 pounds trying to keep him from getting to the rim. He can finish through contact. He can finish above contact. He can attack closeouts and make defenders pay. His athletic profile at this age is top notch. Now, there are some drawbacks. His three-point shooting, 33.1% from the three, is okay, especially for a guy who shot so many off the dribble. But for a player projected to be a leading scorer in the NBA, you have the people a little bit jumpy about the Paolo comparisons, because if that jump shot does not get up to 36, 37, 38%, it's going to be kind of hard to have him dominating the ball at the NBA level. And there's also a big problem with his catch and shoot jumper, which is one of the weakest points of his offensive game. Secondly, his defensive engagement. A defensive BPM of 1.1 is low, even for a freshman, especially for one of the top freshmen. And for somebody with the athletic and physical tools that he has, the length, athleticism, the lateral quickness, his engagement and effort on that end of the court was very, very spotty, to say the least. He didn't produce a lot of stocks, steals, and blocks throughout the season. So that has given NBA scouting departments a lot of pause, and armchair Twitter scouts too. And then we have the playmaking. Before his teammate went out, his playmaking was really being questioned. But when he was put with the ball in his head a lot more, his playmaking, his assisting kind of came through. However, playmaking under pressure was a big difference. A lot of turnovers, and teams were able to make him make mistakes when they pressed him late in the season to take away his shot. Make no mistake about it, he is a scorer first, not a primary playmaker. But that is something that he has to get done. Now, how would he fit in Memphis? Now, honestly, he would be the dream small forward that we have been asking for since the minute they traded Rudy Gay. He is Rudy Gay on steroids. He immediately fits into the lineup and allows you to run a lot of different variations in the lineup, including lineups with Cedric Howard, G.G. Jackson, and him playing power forward next to Zach Edey, giving you a lot of athleticism, length, and scoring ability around Zach Edey. Now, this is one of the prototypical wings that every Grizz fans have been waiting for. Now, who does he compare to? AJ Dybantsa style of play reminds me of Paul George. About the same size, he's got a little bit more heft and strength. Paul George probably had a little bit more smoothness in his game, even as a youngster. But you got to remember, Paul George didn't come out as a freshman. He came out as a second-year player. Now, Paul George also had some defensive questions coming out of UNLV, and AJ Dybantsa has that. And that just lets you know that when a player has the physical dimensions, the athleticism, the wingspan, the strength, all they need is the want to. If they want to be good defenders, they can be good defenders. The secondary comp is Jayson Tatum. Now, of course, Jayson Tatum is a perennial MVP candidate right now, a world champion. So getting to his level will be very, very difficult. And that's probably the upper crust of what you want to see out of AJ Dybantsa's career. He has a long way to go like Tatum did when he came into the league. And the hopes is that his profile as a freshman was better than Jayson Tatum's was as a freshman. And it is the hope that he can at least reach Tatum's level, if not exceed it. So, should the Memphis Grizzlies draft AJ Dybantsa? Now, unlike the first two people we did, there is zero chance. And let's say there is a very little chance that AJ Dybantsa falls to 3. That would mean probably that Darren Peterson went number 1 and the Utah Jazz decided that Cameron Boozer was the second best player in this draft or the best player in this draft and took him number 2, which would allow AJ to slip to 3. In that scenario, of course, you run out and take him. He is a generational wing talent with elite scoring ability, a 7-foot wingspan, and the tools to become a two-way force if the defensive engagement picks up. However, the most likely scenario is the Grizzlies would have to trade up to 1 to jump over Utah to draft AJ Dybantsa and make him a Memphis Grizzlies. And on that note, for what it would take to go from 3 to 1, I say pass. As much as I would like to have AJ Dybantsa in a Grizzlies uniform, I just don't think the Grizzlies should do what it takes asset-wise to leapfrog the Utah Jazz and get hold of the Washington Wizards' number 1 pick. Now, there is some precedent from a team going from 1 to 3 in the draft, and that was the infamous Markelle Fultz trade for Jayson Tatum. And you'll see right here, I'll put it right here, what that trade entailed. And you can judge for yourself. Do you think it's worth it for the Grizzlies to do something similar like that for AJ Dybantsa? So, if you seen what I'm showing you, what that trade was, would you do that for AJ Dybantsa? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know, would you do what it takes to move up to number 1 and take AJ Dybantsa and bring him to Memphis to be the face of the franchise? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you on the next episode, episode 4, where I will still be talking hoops. Peace.
I did coming for the 808. Big man in the